Driving in my car right after a beer. Hey, that bomb is shaped like a deer. DUI, how up?
What did you just call me?
Chicken.
We'd like to take a moment to announce.
It's me.
This Sonic-looking face haunted children for years, and it had other forms too. Appearing on TVs in the 90s, the meteoric head would fly at you screaming Sega because it was an ad for the Sega Saturn. It had success in scaring children, but failed miserably in the market and was pulled after a few years because
This song feels unnerving, and I don't mean that in a bad way. This is Static. It's a Vocaloid song that released just over a month ago now, and please, hear me out first. Okay, so when I say unnerving, I don't mean scary or weird, I mean unnerving. The way the audio and the visuals are arranged make it feel like something is about to happen, but then nothing ever does. It's like how you feel when you're on edge and stressed out. I'm nearly 100% certain that they did this on purpose, and they did it so well. Anyway, the song.
Driving in my car.
We used to be best buddies, and now we're not. I wish you would tell me why.
Driving in my car right after a beer.
Kanye, you're so.
Driving in.
Kaboom! I feel your power. Gonna want to crumble. Feel the power. Put that on the chain. There's a reason I'm dependent on them. Spin them like blades. Tapping brains. Diamonds dancing on them. Keep your head up. Not your pants. Though we sagging on them. Pick your mans up. There's a reason why we crashing on them. Put that on the chain. There's a reason I'm dependent on them. Spin them like blades. Tapping.
Driving in my car right after a beer.
I think I have the rarest fruit in Grow a Garden. This thing. Let's see how much this thing's worth.
Driving in my car right after a beer. Hey, that bomb is shaped like a deer. DUI, how about you die? I'll go 100 miles in an hour. Driving in my.
Stan, are you wearing a blindfold?
Nah, but with these cataracts, I might as well be. What is that, a woodpecker?
I'm not that innocent.
What the?
Driving in my car right after a beer. Hey, that bomb.
We've had some laughs, had some fights, even some of us cried. But all good things must come to an end, and I guess this is our time. So long, farewell, and we'll see you on the other side. But we won't leave you with nothing. At least we hope we gave you something, even if that something made your conscience cry. We may be monsters, creeps, and killers, but we'll miss you just the same. We've had some laughs, had some fights.
With something.
Corrupt nature.
Chicken.
We'd like to take a moment to announce that all our food keeps blowing up.
Chicken.
Sit down.
Oh no, Mr. Kidnapper, please don't hurt me.
Don't worry, I'm not gonna touch you.
Why not? Is this your mom's basement?
What? No.
Are you insecure about this being your mom's?
Would any ladies like to come?
Hey, Mika.
My name is Cleveland Brown, and I am proud.
No, not tonight. 지금 당장.
A large black tentacle can be seen rapidly emerging from below. This tentacle proceeds to wrap around the Nautilus and begins to rapidly drag it down. Hello everybody, I'm the Rubber. Today we bring you SCP Foundation Keter Class Object SCP-5007. SCP-5007, as known as Bass Strait, is the collective designation of malicious, partially humanoid entities that maintain a territory across the Bass Strait. This area of the ocean divides Tasmania and the Australian mainland, and it has been known for a string of disappearances within this range. The morphology of 5007 often varies. Universally, 5007 are composed of groups of between 2 and 9 human bodies, fused together amidst large clusters of black tentacles. These tentacles appear to vary in length between approximately 2 and 70 meters. Additionally, they appear fused to the skin where they touch directly. Of note are the stomachs of 5007, which are grossly distorted and swollen to sizes approaching 15 to 20 meters in diameter. Instances are capable of passive flight, attaining buoyancy through enormous quantities of gases produced within their stomachs. Across the surface of these organs, most specimens develop clusters of simple eyes and bioluminescent organs. 5007 are known to abduct human beings. They appear able to navigate all weather with minimal difficulty, regardless of clear or hostile skies. 5007 will move towards the shore, stalking the intended victim for a short time before lowering numerous tentacles and appendages down to the proximity of the subject to physically grab them. Once the victims are securely captured, they will return to the open water at great speed, often in excess of 320 kilometers per hour. Foundation teams successfully interviewed over 120 witnesses and soon discovered that in a vast majority of cases, the abductions were both preceded and followed by reports of lights in the sky. Likewise, there were also more concrete sightings of unidentified flying objects described as looking like balloons. The first successful visual recordings were accomplished in late 1982. It was successfully captured and transported to Site 40 for containment. It was then designated as SCP-5007-S1. After the containment of 5007-S1, it was determined that there must be at least 16 instances of 5007 as yet unaccounted for. One of the reefs located in the central Bass Strait has been proven to be the home and origin of 5007 and has been dubbed SCP-5007-A. There is a large pit in the center of 5007-A, measuring 33 meters in diameter and extending to an as yet unknown depth below the surface of the water. This pit has been dubbed SCP-5007-B, and unmanned exploration via drones has shown it to have a depth of at least 4,000 meters. Water samples collected from 5007-B contain large quantities of human DNA and an unknown biological compound. Additionally, the presence of a large entity below 5007-B has been suspected for some time. This entity has been designated SCP-5007-C. In order to determine the nature of 5007-C, D-5078 was instructed to dive to the bottom of 5007-B to observe the environment and describe significant depth readings. Below is the footage that was recorded by the cameras that mounted on the exterior of the SCPS Nautilus. All systems are good. I'm ready to submerge. SCPS Nautilus is lowered into 5007-B. Looking good, headed down, seeing a lot of strange black-yellow vines growing around the walls of the trench. A large 5007 instance comes into view, clinging to a rocky outcropping. All of its eyes follow the SCPS Nautilus, and many of the previously seen tendrils are wrapped around the specimen and inside of its orifices, particularly the mouths and noses of the individuals composing the bulk of the specimen. Is that a plane it's holding onto? 528 meters down? Another 135 5007 instances are seen at 5,391 meters deep, along with 58 overgrown plane wrecks. At this depth, natural light cannot penetrate through to illuminate what they are seeing. How am I not at the bottom? They said they didn't think it went deeper than 4,000 meters. I'm glad those things don't seem interested in me. The SCPS Nautilus passes a badly damaged human arm, which appears to have been crushed. The arm is visibly twitching. Oh my god. 5,800 meters now, seeing human remains. God, I can't wait to get back up and go home. I wouldn't mind just going back to prison at this point. It feels so wrong down here. The SCPS Nautilus passes into a brine pool, and visibility drops. Visibility is even worse down here, 6,000 meters now. I'm not seeing any fish or anything. The SCPS Nautilus enters a large mass of human remains similar to the arm he encountered previously. The remains all appear to have been crushed and drained up. However, the eyes remain intact. D-5007-98 can be heard hyperventilating as they enter this area. Each individual floating in this area is alive and attempting to move, despite the enormous damage to their bodies. All can be seen visibly observing the SCPS Nautilus as it passes them. Oh my god, this can't be possible. How are they moving? At this point, the remains are attempting to grab the SCPS Nautilus and communicate with it. Thumping can be heard inside the submersible as they bump against it. They're saying something. Oh god, they're talking to me. What are they saying? One set of partial remains floats in front of the SCPS Nautilus, looking directly at the camera. Go back. They're saying go back. Oh no, I can't do this. I can't. I've gone down 6,700 meters. I'm not going any further. SCPS Nautilus's rate of descent is seen to slow, but passes the mass of human remains into clear water again. At this moment, D-5007-98 can be heard performing calming breathing exercises for 19 minutes. Okay, let's keep going. Currently at 7,208 meters down. A large black tentacle can be seen rapidly emerging from below. It is approximately 8 meters in diameter and features numerous yellow eyes growing on it. This tentacle proceeds to wrap around the Nautilus and begins to rapidly drag it down. D-5007-98 can be heard panicking and expressing distress during this process. 8 more tentacles can be seen rising towards the Nautilus. 3 of these possess large openings on their ends, which proceed to open as they approach the submersible, revealing large clusters of eyes, mouths, and human heads seemingly grafted to the tentacles. A mass of thin tentacles emerge, holding 2 victims. The tentacles proceed to press the individuals together, causing them to fuse together by unknown means. Both individuals show signs of significant distress. The tentacles proceed to further alter both victims before thin green tentacles enter the frame from above and force themselves into the victims' abdomens, which begin to swell. Suddenly, the entire frame is filled by an enormous eye ringed with tentacles, large claws, and human remains. It is estimated to be at least 650 meters in diameter. D-5007-98 D5798 can be heard screaming for the entire duration of this portion of footage. The Nautilus is rapidly ascending, though the cameras are partially obscured by an unknown substance. D500798 can be heard babbling and vomiting. The Nautilus breaches the surface. Recovery teams successfully recover the submersible. Upon the recovery of the Nautilus, it was found that the submersible was almost entirely covered in a thick organic coating, with dozens of eyes growing from it. Upon their extrication from the Nautilus, D500798 immediately attempted to attack Foundation personnel and harm themselves. They showed signs of anomalous physical alteration, namely the growth of numerous eyes over their upper body and arms. On-site security determined that D500798 was a threat to personnel safety and immediately terminated them with small arms fire. The lieutenant looked around her spacious room, yet she couldn't shake off her newfound sense of claustrophobia. She saw glimpses of melting faces on the wall, wailing at her. She looked at the dark corner and shuddered at the image of the abomination she encountered deep under the sea, where light cannot reach. A tentacle emerging from an endless pit, dragging her down. The wall of teeth was all she could see until a brief darkness, and then another vision of hell continued to torment her. Everything was still so vivid in her mind, and in her body, something was starting to grow. Hello everybody, I'm the Rubber. It is incapable of locomotion, as they have proven to be capable of damaging steel plates. Testing has shown that 835 appears to be made from basic human biological components, with the shell being formed from super dense calcium, the caps that cover the polyps coated with tooth enamel, and the tentacles appearing to be formed from mutated tongue cells. 835 excrete a large mass of semi-liquid material several times a day from its large polyps on each end. The excretion is made up of semi-digested solids and fecal material. This mass of matter contains a bacterium, 835-I5, which poses major concern for containment due to its role in the reproductive cycle.
Deep in the belly of Site-19, I'm a fire act. The ground. 06, the old ragtag group all have only two normal at Site-19, the paranormal needs for every senior researcher and for every sure that the latest order of hydrochloric acid bond style. It was a pretty easy job for him.
Dude, did you get the call too?
Yes, we both got hired.
I can't believe it, man. We're actually gonna work at the park together.
This is gonna be so awesome. Free housing and a job. It's like winning the lottery.
Right? No more living with our parents. No more job hunting. We made it, bro.
I was so nervous during that interview, but Benson seemed pretty cool.
Yeah, he was way more chill than I expected, especially for a manager.
Did he tell you about the living situation? Like where exactly we're staying?
He said there's a house on the property, and it looks pretty big on the website. We each get our own room. Apparently, some of the other workers live there too.
That's sick. It's gonna be like a college dorm, but with actual jobs.
And actual paychecks. Speaking of which, did he mention what our starting salary is?
I think he said we'd discuss it tomorrow, during orientation.
I'm just stoked we start Monday. 3 whole days to get our stuff together.
What do you think we should bring? Like besides clothes and basic stuff?
Probably not much. He said the house is pretty much furnished. Just personal items, I guess.
Cool, cool. Man, I can't wait to meet the rest of the crew.
Same here. Benson mentioned there's like 5 other people working there.
That's a pretty good sized team for a park anyway.
Yeah, especially since he said they just lost 2 workers. That's why they needed to hire us so quickly.
Oh, right. What happened to him? Did he say?
Not really. Just that they left suddenly. Their loss, our gain though.
Totally. Hey, wait, I just got a message. Says it's from an unknown number?
Probably spam.
No, never mind. It says Benson the Park.
Wait, I'm getting the same message.
Hey everyone, I just added our 2 new team members to the group chat, Mordecai and Rigby. They'll be starting with us on Monday.
Hey everyone, really excited to be part of the team.
What's up guys? Can't wait to start working with you all.
Oh snap, fresh meat. Welcome to the crew, bros.
Hey guys, I'm glad to see we're finally getting some help around here.
Oh my, how delightful! Welcome to our little family, young man. I do hope you'll enjoy. Supervisor, been here longer than anyone. If you need anything, let me know.
Awesome, thanks, Skips. So what exactly do we do when we get there? Like day-to-day stuff?
Good question. Mordecai, you'll be handling groundskeeping, lawn maintenance, landscaping, general upkeep. Rigby, you're with maintenance crew, helping Muscle Man and High Five with repairs and projects.
Yeah, buddy, we got tons of stuff that needs fixing.
It's gonna be great. Having an extra pair of hands.
Sounds good to me. I'm pretty handy with tools.
What's your experience level, just so I know what training you might need?
I did landscaping for my uncle's business last summer. Nothing too fancy, but I know the basics.
I helped my dad fix up our house. Plumbing, electrical, that kind of stuff.
That's perfect. More experience than our last hires had.
Speaking of which, I should mention that Tommy and Lucia left us recently. That's why we needed to fill positions quickly.
What happened to them? If you don't mind me asking.
They just left, packed up and disappeared last week. Didn't give us notice or anything.
Such a shame. They were lovely young people. I do hope they're all right wherever they are. Yeah, it was weird. One day they were here, next day all their stuff was gone.
Super sudden, but hey, that's how we got you guys.
That is pretty crazy. Did they seem unhappy or anything?
They seemed fine. Tommy was actually excited about a project he was working on, and Lucia had just gotten comfortable with her routine.
Let's not dwell on it, guys. People have their reasons for leaving. What matters is we have a full team again. And speaking of the team, let me tell you about the housing situation.
Yeah, we're really grateful for that.
The house has 6 bedrooms. Pops already lives there. Skips, Muscle Man, and High Five all have their own place nearby. And I have an apartment in town. Tommy and Lucia had the room that's now yours.
So we're moving into their old room?
The room has been cleaned and prepared. You'll find basic furniture and linens. Anything else you need, we can discuss.
The house is pretty comfortable. Full kitchen, living room, 2 bathrooms, laundry room in the basement, and I got a 6 sound system in the living room.
movie nights are gonna be epic with more people.
Oh yes! We should have a welcome party. I could make my famous lollipops.
That sounds awesome. We're really looking forward to this.
All right, let's talk schedule. Work starts at 8 a.m. sharp. Lunch is noon to 1 p.m. End of day is 5 p.m. Pretty standard stuff.
What about weekends?
Parks are open 7 days a week, but we rotate weekend duties. Everyone gets time off, don't worry.
I usually handle emergency calls on weekends, but regular maintenance can wait until Monday.
Yeah, we're not slave drivers or anything. Work hard, play hard, you know?
The work is actually pretty fun, especially when we work together on big projects.
And the park is such a lovely place to spend your days. Fresh air, beautiful scenery, birds singing in the trees.
It sounds perfect.
Jatuh cinta dengan Cadbury baharu yang penuh nikmat.
All teams, this is Pacific Response Lead, Corinth. We have confirmation of a Category 5 Kaiju emergence. Location, 26.2 degrees north.
Protocols are active.
Satellite tracking operational. Visual confirmation acquired. Jesus Christ.
Report, Corvida.
It looks like Godzilla, but something's wrong with its signature attack. The atomic breath is leaving some kind of residue behind.
Made of what?
Well, the breath weapon isn't just destroying buildings. It's leaving behind growths.
Growths?
Mushroom-like formations. They're spreading across the impact zones.
Godzilla's never done that before. This doesn't match any previous encounters. And besides, he doesn't randomly target cities out of nowhere.
How many civilians evacuated from Ishigaki?
Approximately 22,812 people. At Corinth, we lost contact with the northern districts right before the creature made landfall.
Casualties?
Unknown as of yet, but based on some of the images posted online, I don't think anyone in the direct impact zone survived.
The creature is moving northeast. Current trajectory suggests mainland Japan. Kagoshima Prefecture is directly in its path.
ETA to Kagoshima?
At current speed, approximately 6 hours.
That's 600,000 people. We need more time to evacuate.
Contact Tokyo Command. Request immediate JSDF deployment. And get me Director Astridian on secure channels.
Corinth, I'm seeing something else. The creature's targeting isn't random. It hit the power plant first. Then the military installation. That's tactical.
Confirmed. This thing is specifically targeting key infrastructure, not just destroying everything in its path.
Standard Godzilla protocol assumes protective instincts. This creature is demonstrating predatory intelligence.
Should we reclassify the threat level?
This is Director Astridian. Emergency authorization code, Theta 77 Umbral. All teams are now operating under crisis protocol down star.
Director, what's our status on Titan identification?
That's why I'm here. Genetic analysis from satellite spectrometry shows no match. This creature does not correspond to any known Titan signature, including Godzilla.
Then what is it?
Unknown, but we have bigger problems. Multiple Titan tracking stations have gone dark across the globe.
How many stations?
17 facilities, including deep sea monitoring posts. Scylla, Behemoth, and Tiamat are all missing from sensors.
Missing? Titans don't just disappear.
I'm reassigning Deep Sea Investigation Unit to track this. Vex's team is deploying immediately. Your focus remains on the surface threat.
Corinth, I'm getting reports from Kagoshima Emergency Services. They're requesting immediate assistance with evacuation. The highways are completely jammed.
We'll do everything we can. Now where the hell is the real Godzilla?
Deep Sea Investigation Unit, this is Chief Vex. Emergency deployment authorized by Director Astridian. We have multiple Titan disappearances to investigate. Marine Biology Station online. I'm reviewing all of the Titan's last known positions.
Dive coordination ready. Submersibles are prepped for immediate deployment. Where do we start?
Scylla's last known location, Philippine Sea, Trench Gamma 7. That's where the first disappearance was recorded. Vex, I'm looking at the timeline. Scylla vanished exactly 72 hours ago, but her biosignature didn't fade gradually. It just stopped.
Equipment malfunction, maybe?
Negative. The monitoring station recorded massive bioenergetic spikes right before the signal went dark. What kind of spikes? Ones that appear to be organic in nature, but not matching any known Titan energy signatures. It was almost like something was feeding. Feeding on what? On Scylla.
Excuse me? Nothing feeds on Titans. They're apex predators.
Deploy submersible Alpha 9 to coordinates 14.2 north, 124.5 east. I want full spectrum analysis of the area. Vex, I'm detecting similar energy signatures at other disappearance sites. Behemoth's location in the Amazon. Tiamat's position in the Gulf of Mexico. The same parasitic energy patterns.
How is that possible? These locations are thousands of miles apart.
Unless they're connected. Subterraneously. Connected how? I'm running geological surveys now. But if I'm right about this, we're not dealing with separate incidents. This is coordinated.
Submersible Alpha 9 is descending. Depth, 400 feet and counting. Water samples are clean so far. Wait, Vex, are you seeing this?
Patch me into the feed.
Visual confirmation of anomalous organic matter. It's growing from the ocean floor, like massive roots or tendrils.
Those aren't roots. The cellular structure is fungal. Mycelial networks. Fungal networks don't grow at these depths. They do now. And Vex, the energy readings are off the charts. These things are conducting massive amounts of bioelectric energy.
Depth, 900 feet. The fungal networks are getting thicker too.
Are they alive? More than alive. They're actively processing energy, digesting it, and channeling it somewhere else.
Depth, 1100 feet. Oh god, Vex, you need to see this. The tendrils extend beyond visual range. They're leading toward the deepest part of the trench.
How deep?
Sonar indicates 20,000 feet. That's deeper than any recorded trench in this region.
It's not a natural formation. Something created this. Something big. Follow the tendrils. I need to know where they lead.
Vex, that's beyond safe diving parameters. The pressure at that depth will crush the submersible.
Then use the deep core probe. Remote operation only.
Got it.
Flynn, status report on Kagoshima evacuation.
We're at 60% civilian evacuation, but the highways are still all completely gridlocked. People are abandoning their cars and fleeing on foot.
Creature ETA updated. 4 hours, 12 minutes. It's still accelerating. Current speed, 85 miles per hour.
That's twice normal Titan speed.
The JSDF has established a defensive perimeter, but based on Okinawa footage, I don't think conventional weapons will work.
The fungal growths from Okinawa are spreading. They're covering the entire impact zone now. And they're moving. The mushroom formations are extending tendrils, reaching toward the ocean like they're trying to connect to something.
Corinth, I'm getting reports from evacuation teams. People who are exposed to the fungal spores. They're exhibiting strange behavior.
What kind of behavior?
Lethargy, confusion, disorientation. Like they're being sedated. Medical teams are calling it spore poisoning.
The creature's targeting power plants again. It just destroyed the Tanegashima facility. Same pattern as Okinawa. Atomic breath followed by fungal residue.
It's creating a network. The fungal growths aren't random. They're strategic placements.
Strategic for what?
It's not just destroying targets. It's cultivating them.
Cultivating?
The fungal growths are appearing before it attacks, like it's preparing the terrain, creating infrastructure for something.
Infrastructure for what?
I think it's building something. A network. And Kagoshima is going to be the central hub.
Kagoshima has been completely obliterated. The creature's atomic breath was more intense this time. Nearly tripled the energy output from Okinawa.
Casualty estimates?
Still calculating, but the evacuation saved most of the population. However, the infrastructure damage is total.
The fungal growths are covering the entire city now. They're not just growing on the ruins, they're replacing them.
Damn it. Not only that, but this thing is destroying more of our Monarch monitoring stations.
Which stations?
Okinawa Station 7, Tanegashima Outpost, and now Kagoshima Research Facility. All primary Titan tracking installations.
It knows where our facilities are?
Yes, and it's eviscerating all of them, blinding us to Titan movements across the Pacific.
This is Military Liaison Threnody. JSDF requests immediate tactical consultation. Conventional weapons had zero effect on the creature.
What's the damage assessment?
Complete ammunition expenditure. Tank rounds, missiles, aircraft ordnance. Everything bounced off or was absorbed. The creature didn't even acknowledge the attacks.
Absorbed?
Yes, the projectiles just disappeared into its skin, like the creature was feeding on the metal.
It's not just resistant to damage. It's converting attacks into energy.
Correct, and now it's 30% larger than when it first emerged. Every attack is making it stronger.
Then how do we stop it?
We might not be able to. The creature has changed course too. New trajectory Tokyo. Ita, 8 hours.
8 hours? No, Tokyo is 420 miles from Kagoshima.
Current speed 70 miles per hour and accelerating.
It's using the energy from the attacks, converting destruction into velocity.
I need to coordinate with Tokyo Emergency Services. 13 million people need immediate evacuation.
Contact Caliph. She's heading the Tokyo evacuation efforts. Caliph, this is Corinth. We have a situation.
Oh, trust me, I know. I'm watching the news feeds. The panic is already starting here. People are fleeing the city en masse.
How many evacuated so far?
Maybe 2 million, but the transportation systems are completely overwhelmed. The trains can't handle this volume. Highways are parking lots. People are abandoning vehicles and walking.
ETA is now 7 hours, 45 minutes.
That's not enough time. Not for 13 million people. We need at least 24 hours for 50% complete evacuation, let alone a full one.
I'm working on slowing it down. Just keep moving people out.
Zerion, what's the status on the deep core probe?
Descending past 15,000 feet. The fungal tendrils are getting massive down here. Some of them are over 100 feet in diameter.
I'm analyzing the spore samples from the surface attacks. The neurotoxin compound is specifically designed. It targets the neural pathways unique to Titan biology. This isn't a random mutation. It's engineered. Engineered by what? Something that understands Titan physiology better than we do.
Depth, 18,000 feet. Visual contact with the anomaly. It's God. It's enormous. The entire cave. God. It's enormous. The entire cave mouth is covered in it.
Can you get closer?
Attempting approach. The water is thick with spores here. Visibility is dropping rapidly.
Zerion, be careful. Those spores are highly concentrated. If they breach the hull...
Hull integrity is holding, but the probe's electronics are acting up, like something is interfering with the signals.
The spores must be conductive. I bet they're creating electromagnetic interference or something similar.
Depth, 19,500 feet. Entering the cave system now. The walls are completely organic, covered in fungal networks, and they're glowing brighter as I go deeper.
The glow isn't just bioluminescence. It's energy transfer. The fungus is conducting massive amounts of bioelectricity.
From where?
From whatever is down there.
Depth, 20,000 feet. The cave is expanding into a massive chamber. I'm seeing movement, large shapes suspended in the fungal webbing.
Can you get visual confirmation?
Adjusting camera angle. Oh my god, Vex, you need to see this immediately. It's Rodin. He's alive, but completely unconscious, covered in fungal tendrils.
Are there others?
Scanning the chamber. Behemoth. And there are more. South many. More.
They're being drained. Look at the tendrils connected to them. They're pulsating with energy. The fungus is feeding on their life force. Where's that energy going?
Following the main tendril network. They all converge toward the deepest part of the chamber. There's something else down there feeding off them all.
Vex, I'm detecting filaments in the water samples. Microscopic fungal threads. They're connecting all the attack sites. The entire Pacific Ocean is networked. This thing has been spreading for months, maybe years, and we never detected it. It's been dormant, lying in wait, building its network, capturing Titans, and now it's ready to surface.
Helicopter reconnaissance reporting visual contact with the target. It's grown again, now approximately 500 feet tall. That's nearly twice the size of Godzilla.
How is that possible?
The fungal growth from Kagoshima. They're all flowing toward the creature, like tributaries feeding a river.
It's absorbing energy from all the attack sites, converting destruction into mass.
Updated trajectory analysis. The creature is no longer following ocean currents. It's moving in a direct line toward Tokyo, ignoring all geographical obstacles.
It's not just hunting, it's being directed.
There's something else. The creature's atomic breath. It's changed color. From blue to green, same green as the fungal growths.
It's not Godzilla's atomic breath anymore, it's something else entirely.
Spore dispersal mechanism. It's not trying to destroy Tokyo. It's trying to infect it.
With what?
The same compound that's keeping the Titans unconscious. It's going to sedate the entire population.
Why? Because sedated humans are easier to harvest, just like the Titans.
Corinth, the fungal spores are spreading faster. People exposed to them are collapsing. They're not dying. They're just sleeping. Medical teams can't wake them up. It's like they're in a coma.
How many are affected?
Thousands. And the number is growing exponentially. The spores are in the air now, in the water supply, in the ventilation systems. Tokyo is being prepped for harvest.
We need to find the source, the real source, and shut it down.
How?
Vex's team found where the Titans are being held. If we can wake them up, if we can get Godzilla back, maybe we have a chance.
How long before the creature reaches Tokyo?
6 hours.
And how long does it take to wake up a drugged Titan?
I have no idea, but it's our only option.
Then you better work fast, because Tokyo is running out of time, and so are we all.
The creature has officially reached Tokyo Bay. It's not just larger now, it's completely transformed.
What do you mean transformed?
The entire body is sprouting spore clouds. Massive green emissions covering the harbor. The air is becoming toxic in its wake.
Lyra Lee, what's the status on the civilian evacuation?
Flynn, it's complete chaos down here. The spore clouds are causing mass respiratory distress. People are collapsing in the evacuation routes. The highways are blocked with abandoned vehicles. Drivers passed out at the wheel. Emergency services can't reach half the affected areas.
How many casualties?
Well, that's just it. They're not dying. They're falling into deep unconsciousness. The spores are sedating them. Medical teams estimate 200,000 people affected and climbing. The creature hasn't even fully entered the city yet.
Jesus Christ.
And Flynn, the military response. The JSDF tried to establish defensive positions, but the spore clouds reached them first. Entire battalions just fell asleep, standing up mid-combat.
The spores are neutralizing any resistance.
Exactly. This thing isn't here to destroy Tokyo. It's here to harvest it.
Corinth, I think I found something. Classification records show a theoretical Titan. Designation, Sporothrix. Hypothesized to exist in deep-sea volcanic vents. Theoretical? Never confirmed, but the behavioral profile matches perfectly. Parasitic organism specializes in mimicking other Titans. Feeds on bioelectric energy.
That would explain the Godzilla appearance. It's not a mutation, it's camouflage.
The classification also mentions spore-based sedation and mycelial network expansion. This is it. This is the Sporothrix. Though, I think there's a more suitable name. Mushroom Cloud Godzilla. Agreed. But then, where the hell is the real Godzilla? If the theory is correct, Mushroom Cloud Godzilla would have captured him first, then used his genetic template to create the surface manifestation. We need to find him.
Vex, I've completed the full chamber scan. The situation is worse than we thought. 17 more Titans confirmed, all in various states of sedation.
17? That's nearly every major Titan on the planet.
Rodon, Behemoth, Tiamat, Scylla, Methuselah. The fungal tendrils from each Titan converge toward the center too, meaning that all the extracted energy is being channeled to one location.
Where?
Moving toward the chamber's heart now. The tendril density is incredible, like arteries leading to a massive organism. I'm seeing something enormous ahead, completely encased in fungal matter. It's Godzilla, the real Godzilla.
Is he alive?
Bio readings indicate yes, but barely. The fungal tendrils are extracting his nuclear energy at an alarming rate.
That's how the surface manifestation is so powerful. It's using Godzilla's atomic energy, channeling it through the mycelial network. How long before he's completely drained? Based on these readings, maybe 6 hours. Less if the surface creature increases its energy output.
Which it will, once it starts its full assault on Tokyo.
Luminara, I need options. How do we wake up a sedated Titan? The spore sedation system is automated. I mean, just look at this. The chamber walls contract rhythmically, pumping concentrated spores directly into their respiratory systems. It's like a massive life support system, keeping them unconscious.
So if we disrupt the pumping mechanism,
the Titans would naturally metabolize the existing spores and wake up. How do we disrupt it then? The walls are organic, highly sensitive to chemical changes. If we introduce a neutralizing agent,
such as
alkaline compounds, the spores are highly acidic. Basic chemistry says alkaline neutralizes acid. Do we have access to alkaline compounds?
The submersible carries emergency ballast, concentrated sodium hydroxide for emergency surfacing.
That could work, but we need to inject it directly into the wall membrane. How much do we need? All of it, and we'd only get one shot.
If this works, how long before they wake up?
For normal organisms, minutes. For Titans, maybe an hour. We don't have an hour. Tokyo is being harvested right now. All teams, emergency status update. The surface creature has begun constructing massive spore towers throughout Tokyo. These aren't temporary structures, they're permanent installations. Sporothrix is establishing a permanent presence.
It's expanding the network. Tokyo is just the beginning.
Correct. Satellite imagery shows similar spore towers beginning construction in Seoul, Manila,
and Singapore. This organism is going global.
How is that possible?
The mycelial network extends beyond our initial estimates. It's been spreading across the Pacific floor for decades. We just never detected it because it was dormant. Until now, that is. Vex, what's the status of liberating the Titans? We've got the alkaline bombs ready. We just need to find the core. Good. Let's get these bastards back in the field.
All teams, this is Military Liaison Threnody. We have a catastrophic development. Multiple false Titans. We have a catastrophic development. Multiple false Titan emergence events worldwide. Confirmed sightings in San Francisco Bay, Sydney Harbor, Vancouver Coast, Busan Peninsula, Manila Bay.
Surely can't maintain that many surface projections.
Apparently it can. And Flynn, from the highest levels, the Joint Chiefs, the UN Security Council, everyone's given up. They're calling it an extinction level event.
But we can still stop this. If Vex's team can wake the Titans...
Flynn, look at the satellite feeds. Los Angeles, Seoul.
All the false titans, they're emitting identical energy signatures. Not similar, in fact. They're identical. Meaning they're not separate organisms. They're projections of the same central entity, connected through the mycelial network.
So if we damage one,
we damage them all. But more importantly, if we destroy the central hub, all the projections collapse.
Vex needs to move faster and find that central mass. This is our only window.
Core found! Alkaline compound injection complete. The core is reacting violently. The spore production is stopped.
Bioreadings from the Titans are changing, neural activity increasing, respiratory rates normalizing. How long before they're conscious? Godzilla's readings are strongest. Maybe 30 minutes for full awakening. The others will take longer. Regardless, though, the cavalry is on the way.
Jesus Christ, I've been cross-examining some of the images of overrun cities, and based on that, I found that Sporothrix, or Mushroom Cloud Godzilla, isn't just harvesting Earth. It's preparing for planetary sporulation. The spore towers aren't just for local sedation. They're atmospheric launch platforms.
Launch platforms for what?
Reproductive spores. Once the organism reaches critical mass, it will release billions of spores into the upper atmosphere. Current growth rates. It's an extinction of
biological process.
Anymore. It is Tokyo.
Confirmed. The creature and the city have merged, creating a single massive organism. And it's still growing.
At what rate?
Exponentially. Every minute it absorbs more biomass. More energy from the sedated population. More power from the captured titans.
It's preparing for something bigger.
The sporulation event. Obsidian was right. This is planetary preparation.
Vex needs to destroy that central nucleus. Now,
before the organism reaches critical mass.
The alkaline compound is working. The organic walls are dissolving. Spore production has completely ceased.
Titan bioreadings are spiking across the board. Neural activity at 80% normal levels. They're waking up.
Movement detected in the chamber. One of the Titans is breaking free. It's Rodin. He's completely conscious.
How many others are responding?
Behemoth is stirring. Scylla's tentacles are moving. Tiamat is breaking through her restraints.
The sedation network is collapsing. Without constant spore pumping, their metabolisms are burning through the remaining toxins.
Rodon is heading for the surface. He's moving fast. Incredibly fast. ETA to surface. 12 minutes.
What about Godzilla?
His bio readings are the strongest, but he's still partially encased. The fungal cocoon around him is thicker.
He was the primary energy source. The organism invested more resources in restraining him.
Wait, I'm detecting massive energy buildup. Nuclear signature from Godzilla's location. He's charging his atomic breath from inside the cocoon.
Get the probe out of there, now.
Global status update. All false titans are converging on major population centers. San Francisco Bay creature, 2 miles from downtown. Sydney Harbor manifestation making landfall. Vancouver entity entering English Bay.
Estimated casualties if they all reach critical mass simultaneously.
Conservative estimate. 50 million immediate sedations. Global sporulation in under 6 hours.
The organism is accelerating its timeline. It knows we're disrupting the central hub. It's trying to sporulate while it still can. How much time do we have based on current convergence rates? Maybe 3 hours before the first city reaches critical mass. Once one sporulates, the others will follow immediately.
Wait, I'm seeing something on the satellite feeds. The false titans are all slowing down. Their energy signatures are fluctuating.
All of them?
Every single manifestation. San Francisco, Sydney, Vancouver, they're all experiencing power fluctuations.
The central hub disruption is working.
It's more than that. They're beginning to collapse. The mycelial network is failing.
Massive nuclear detonation from the central chamber. Godzilla just destroyed the entire central nucleus. The atomic pulse disintegrated everything.
Bioreadings from all Titans are now normal. They're all free. Where's Godzilla now?
Ascending rapidly. Nuclear signature is off the charts. He's heading directly for the surface. ETA, 8 minutes.
The other Titans are following. Rodin reached the surface 2 minutes ago. Behemoth and Scylla are ascending. They're going to reclaim their territory and destroy whatever's left of the imposter.
Confirmed. All false titans worldwide are collapsing. San Francisco manifestation. Dissolved into inert fungal matter. Sydney creature, complete structural failure. Vancouver entity, reduced to organic debris. The network severance worked.
What about Tokyo?
The main Tokyo creature is still active, but it's weakening rapidly. Energy levels dropping by 30% per minute. The mushroom towers are beginning to wither.
It's dying.
Not fast enough. It's still attempting sporulation. The atmospheric launch platforms are still operational.
We need the real Godzilla to finish it before it completes the reproductive cycle.
Helicopter reconnaissance confirms massive disturbance in Tokyo Bay. Something enormous is rising from the depths. It's him, the real Godzilla, and he looks pissed. The false Godzilla has detected the real one. It's turning to face him. The size difference is incredible. The real Godzilla is 50% larger. More muscular, more powerful. The imposter looks pathetic by comparison.
Energy readings from both creatures.
Real Godzilla, nuclear signature at maximum. False Godzilla, dropping rapidly. The imposter is trying to absorb energy from the surrounding fungal matter, but there's not enough left.
It's starving.
The real Godzilla is approaching. The imposter is backing away. It knows it can't win. Wait! The false Godzilla is charging its atomic breath. One last desperate attack. Green energy building in its maw.
Can it still sporulate? If it concentrates all remaining energy into one massive spore release, yes, it could still succeed.
The real Godzilla is responding. His dorsal spines are glowing brighter than I've ever seen. Blue-white nuclear energy. He's preparing his atomic breath too.
This is it. Winner takes everything.
Atomic breath exchange. The real Godzilla's atomic breath is overwhelming the imposters. The blue energy is burning through the green spore cloud. The false Godzilla is being pushed back.
Is the sporulation happening?
Negative. The atomic breath is incinerating the spores, before they can reach the atmosphere. The imposter's energy is depleted. It's collapsing. Direct hit. The imposter is completely destroyed, reduced to ash and organic debris.
Confirming, no spore launch detected. The sporulation attempt failed.
Global threat eliminated. The organism is extinct.
The real Godzilla is now targeting the remaining fungal infrastructure. He's systematically destroying every mushroom tower, every spore cloud, everything the imposter created. He's cleaning house, reclaiming his territory.
What about the sedated population?
With the spore production eliminated, people are beginning to wake up. Medical teams report widespread recovery. The sedation effect is reversible.
We did it. Humanity survives. Thanks to the King of Monsters.
Godzilla is returning to the sea. Mission